Hola, hola, y bienvenidos a los irregulares del pretérito parte 2. See, in the last video, we talked about two groups of irregular verbs, and today we are going to continue to talk about irregular verbs, and once again, I'm going to put them into groups. So the verbs we're going to talk about today are querer, which means to want. It can also be used to mean to love. Querer. Poner means to put. Also, we're going to talk about poder, which means to be able to, and saber, which means to know. We're going to talk about hacer, which means to do or to make, and venir, which means to come, and ir, which means to go, and ser, which means to be. Okay, to be more permanently. Last video, we talked about estar, and then we're going to talk at the very end about the verb dar, which means to give. See? So these are the verbs we will be talking about today, and let's get going. So we're starting off here. Let's get our chart. You guys should know the chart by now. I'm not going to fill in the subjects. We know the subjects. I'll say them as we go. So we're going to start with querer. So querer means to want, or as I mentioned, to love. Now, if we're using this in the preterito, next week's video is going to talk more about some of the differences between the preterito and the imperfecto, the difference between the two past tenses. But if I'm using querer in the preterito, I'm kind of saying that it's done and over. Like, I wanted this and then I got it, and so now I don't really have a need to want it anymore, right? Or if I'm using it to say love, I could say, I loved him. Well, guess what? I don't anymore. So that's why I'm using the preterito instead of the imperfecto. All right? So as I said, we'll explore this more in other videos. So querer, which means to want or love. All right, so let's hop right in. So yo quise. I wanted. Quise una parte. I wanted a piece. See? So I got it. See? Quise. Two, quisiste. Tú quisiste un novio y no te importaba nada más. You wanted a boyfriend and nothing else mattered. See? Usted, él o ella, quiso. Ella quiso venir. She wanted to come. Quiso. Nosotros quisimos tener una fiesta. We wanted to have a party. So we did. See? Quisimos. Y ellos quisieron. See? Quisieron recibir una A. They wanted to get an A, right? So they did all of their work. I know. Mind blown. See? Quisieron. All right, so let's move on to our next one, because we do have quite a few today. And this one is, as I said earlier, poner. So poner, which means to put. All right? Poner is to put. Now, I'm actually going to get rid of all of this because the endings are going to be the same, but the root is quite different. So poner is to put. So what's going to happen is this O is going to change to a U, and this N is going to change to an S. Perfectly logical. I know. All right, so the O changes to a U, and the N changes to an S. So right here, I have yo puse. Yo puse las llaves en la mesa. I put the keys on the table. Puse las llaves en la mesa. Tú pusiste. ¿Sí? ¿Dónde pusiste mis zapatos? Where did you put my shoes? ¿Dónde pusiste mis zapatos? Usted, él o ella puso. ¿Sí? Puso. Ella puso su mochila en su dormitorio. She put her backpack in her bedroom. Puso su mochila en su dormitorio. Nosotros pusimos el pastel en la mesa. We put the cake on the table. Ustedes, ellos, ellas pusieron pusieron. See? Pusieron el auto en el garaje. They put the car in the garage. I know, it's too logical. See? Pusieron. So that is poner. Moving on, we're going to go to poder. So poder means to be able to. To be able to. Okay, so to be able to. So if we're talking about in the past, we're saying that they could do something, right? To be able to or could. So poder is actually going to change a little bit like poner in that this O is going to become a U. And that's it. That's the only change in poder. So yo pude. Now, pude means that I could and I did, right? I could do something, and so I went ahead and did it, as opposed to podía, the imperfecto, which means that I could do something and maybe I didn't, maybe I did. We don't really know. We're going to get more into that in a future video. So pude, yo pude terminar la carrera. I could finish the race. I was able to finish the race. Okay, tú pudiste. Tú pudiste. Tú pudiste ir al cine. You were able to go to the movies. O pudiste ir al cine. Could you? Were you able to go to the movies? ¿Sí? Usted, él o ella is going to be pudo. Pudo. El ratón no pudo escapar. The mouse could not escape. He tried and he failed. All right, nosotros pudimos. Pudimos. We were able to. Pudimos pasar la clase. We were able to pass the class. It's not that hard. You can totally do it. Y ellos, ellas o ustedes pudieron, no pudieron hablar. They were not able to talk. No pudieron hablar. Estaban enfermos, posiblemente, no sé. Okay, poder. Moving on, because we do have quite a few. We're going to move next to saber. Saber means to know. Okay, we use saber with knowing information. Okay, saber. Now, saber is also fun because in the preterito, right, it's the beginning of knowing something. So we can also use it to say, I found out or discovered. Okay, so in this case, the A is going to change to a U, obviously, and the B is going to flip itself upside down and become a P, right? It's literally almost like they're just like flipping. All right, so we have supe, yo supe. Yo supe que tú sales con Héctor. I found out that you are going out with Hector. Tú supiste. Maybe I'll make this a question. ¿Supiste su secreto? Did you find out what their secret was? ¿Supiste su secreto? Usted, él o ella, supo. Mi madre supo que tengo un novio secreto. My mom found out I have a secret boyfriend. See? I'm sure that's never happened to any of you. Nosotros supimos. Nosotros supimos que había una fiesta. We found out that there was a party, or we knew there was a party. And ustedes, ellos o ellas supieron. Tus padres supieron la verdad. Your parents knew the truth. See? Supieron. Okay. Only a few more left here. We're going to move on to hacer. Hacer, to do or to make. Pretty common verb in Spanish. Hacer. You'll notice that a lot of the irregular verbs are also the most common verbs in Spanish. I'm sure there's some theory out there as to why that is. I don't really know it. I can speculate, but I don't really know it. So hacer, to do or to make. So what's going to change here is this A is going to change to an I. So yo hice. Yo hice galletas. I made cookies. Hice. Tú hiciste. Hiciste. Tú hiciste muy bien en el examen. You did very well on the test. Now, here, we're going to have a problem. So, usted, él o ella, we're going to have a problem because it's telling me that it's ico, but I don't want to say ico, I want to say iso, right? So, I'm going to have to change that C, and I'm going to change that C out for a Z. So, I can say iso. And the reason it's a Z and not an S is because this sound in Spain is a TH sound, right? So I would have ice, hiciste, and I want to say iso, not iso. So that's why it's a Z and not an S. So it's going to be a little different so we can protect the sound as we talked about in other videos. Okay, so we've got ice, hiciste, and iso. Iso. ¿Qué hizo ella? What did she make? ¿Qué hizo? Nosotros hicimos las paces. We made peace, or we solved our problems, right? Hicimos las paces. We made up. Y ustedes, ellos o ellas, hicieron. ¿Qué hicieron ustedes aquí? What did you do here? ¿Qué hicieron? Muy bien. Moving on, our next verb is venir. Venir. Venir, which is to come. See? Venir. So the way that venir is going to be irregular is this E is going to change to an I. See? So yo vine. Vine a la fiesta. I came. Viniste tú? Did you come? Viniste tú? Vino. Héctor vino con Sandra. ¿Sí? Vino. Nosotros vinimos a tiempo. We came on time. Vinimos a tiempo. Ellos no vinieron hasta las 11. They didn't come until 11. Vinieron. ¿Sí? Venir. Bien. Our next group is ir and ser. Oh, I guess I could have just done the whole screen, but whatever. Ir and ser. So ir means to go. See? And then ser means to be. And I know you're looking at these two and you're like, wow, they are so similar. I bet in the past they are exactly the same. And you would be right. So ir and ser are completely irregular. I like to call them little rebels. But you can never have just one rebel, right? Every rebel has a friend. So ir is the rebel and ser is the friend. And what makes them the rebels are they go around all the time saying F you. So yo fui. And I know you're looking at that and you're like, well, it doesn't look anything like the original verbs. And why is I went and I was the same? And it just is. It just is. I will say, though, we use the past tense, the preterito, much more often with ir than we do with ser. Oftentimes with ser, we're using el imperfecto. So we're saying era. But whereas with ir, we're using it much more often in the preterito. So fui. But they are the same. So fui means both I went and I was. Okay? So I can say fui caprichosa. I was being capricious, like acting on a whim, right? And so maybe I'm not usually that way. So at that time, in that one moment, I'm saying I was this way. Okay? Or I can say fui a la biblioteca. I went to the library. You're going to have to look at context here because fui a la biblioteca is obviously not I was to the library. It would be I went. Okay? To fuiste. Fuiste. To fuiste muy antipático. You were very mean. It's uncharacteristic, right? So I'm going to use fuiste instead of eras. Fuiste. Or to a dónde fuiste? Where did you go? Usted, él o ella fue. Now, this one also does not follow the rules because my ending is the E and not the O like it normally would be. So, fue interesante. It was interesting. Fue interesante. Or, fue a clase. He went to class. Nosotros fuimos sinceros. We were being sincere, right? We were sincere. Or, fuimos al cine. We went to the movies. Fuimos al cine. And then at the end, we've got a ustedes o ellos o ellas fueron. Fueron amigos. They were friends. They're not anymore. Fueron amigos. Or fueron a la fiesta juntos. They went to the party together. Porque fueron amigos. Because they were friends. Ir and ser. We have one verb left, and that verb is dar. Dar, which means to give. See? Dar. Now, dar is not that irregular. What makes dar irregular is it ends in AR, but it's going to use the endings for ER, right? So, yo, instead of yo de, yo di. Di la cacerola a mi amiga. I gave the casserole to my friend. See? To diste. See? Diste flores a tu profesora. You gave flowers to your professor. Because you're just so nice. See? Usted, él o ella dio. See? Dio comida al perro. They fed the dog. Gave food to the dog. Dio comida al perro. Nosotros dimos una vuelta. We took a turn, literally. We gave a turn. Dimos una vuelta. Or dar la vuelta is just to turn around, right? So dimos una vuelta. We turned around. Y ellos, ellas o ustedes dieron dinero a los pobres. They gave money to the poor. Dieron. Okay, as always, check out my blog so that you can practice with these, because practice is how you're going to get them in your head. And read, so you can start to see these in context, because that's really what's going to cement it in your brain. Hasta la próxima.